Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. We're going to move on. We have learnt about Baroque, classical and romantic concerti. So we're done with area of study 2. We're going to move on to area of study 4, which is film music. Now, film music is just music that goes alongside a film. Thanks for watching. Okay, but in all seriousness, there's not a lot to study here. There's not a lot of keywords. It's just about practicing our MADTSHIRT analysis and working out why composers have done certain things with their music to go along with the film that they're composing for. We're going to start with 4 main keywords. The first is soundtrack, and that used to be literally the track that went alongside the film as it was played in the cinema. Nowadays, it means also the music that goes around a film, like its theme and title and credits music as well. But essentially, soundtrack is the track of sound that goes along with a film. The next 2 keywords are diegetic and non-diegetic. Now, diegetic is music that emanates from within the world of the film. So if I stop it, that's clearly music that's happening within my world here. It's diegetic. On the other hand, non-diegetic describes things that are happening outside my world. For example, this scary music that's going along at the moment. In the real world, I don't know it's there. It's just added onto the film afterwards. Also narration. So someone talking about what's going on.
Little did he know that the hat was just the start of his midlife crisis.
Is also non-diegetic because it's not happening in my world, in the film world. Diegetic sounds have an obvious source from within the film's world, and non-diegetic sounds are the opposite. They come from outside, from film processing, and it's not obvious where the sound is coming from. Now, the last but really important keyword is leitmotif. A leitmotif is a recurring theme. The composer keeps coming back to it throughout the film to highlight and embody a certain character or idea or place. So, for example, in Star Wars, you have the Imperial March every time you see Darth Vader. Or in Indiana Jones, anytime he does something heroic, you get the Indiana Jones theme tune. That's their leitmotifs. But you can also have the leitmotif represent an idea. For example, the Mockingjay call in Hunger Games represents hope. Okay, so what are they going to ask in the exam? Looking back at recent exam questions, they seem to ask how the composer has used their music to create a certain feeling. So it might be mood. Is this an emotional love scene? How have they made it sound emotional and sound like love? Is this about a certain character? Does this sound like the hero? Does this sound like the villain? Or is there some sort of action going on? Is this a battle scene? Is it a chase scene? Or is it a relaxing stroll through the park? How have they used music to make it sound like those different actions? Let's do some examples. All right, to summarize, Area of Study 4 is about analysing the use of music in film. How is that music being used by the composer to create an emotional response in us listeners and viewers? How do they make it feel like love? How do they make it feel like a battle scene? How do they tell us that this is an evil character? And how do they use that leitmotif and repetition to help us identify a piece of music so strongly with a character? Hopefully we've got a better understanding on this now. We've got our 4 keywords to start with, and we have started to see how composers use music in certain ways. So that means that next week we can move on to analysing different bits of film music. For now, take care.